I got a frickin' recruiter. Right. This is my story for this week. Okay. I got a frickin' recruiter. All up making the phone calls, making the emails, right? And they're wanting me to go interview for this new job, and I was like, sure, whatever, whatever. I'll do like a half hour interview or like phone call conversation, right? And now for second, interview, they want me to go up to the office. All right, fair enough. Okay, cool, whatever. And they go to me and they say, "Can you do tomorrow?" I'm like, what do you mean? I'm not somebody who can just run, who can just dash, right? Like off. Like I really like to plan things and have everything very like in my head before I can just like go somewhere or do something or anything like that. Like I'm not very spontaneous. I like to plan a lot. Yeah. But they were like, no, can you just do tomorrow? I'm like, not really. Oh, by the way, they also want you to do this homework because invariably when you do like technical like jobs, they want you to do like a task or something, like an interview task base or something like that. It's very common in the industry. Basically just to see if you know what you're on about, right? So they wanted me to do that, and I was expecting, okay, it's going to be like a little programming test or a little programming challenge. They want me to build an entire freaking desktop application, like an entire freaking application with UI and all this sort of thing. Like, holy crap! Like, it was a huge task that they were asking me for, right? And the way that it was worded was that it was doing like one or two things, nothing too crazy. But the reality is, in order to do it like there's doing coding, right? And then there's doing coding properly. And in order to do it properly, you need to add a lot of things so that you can actually make it so that it's structured nicely, make it so that it reads cleanly, all this kind of crap, right? So it's not like a simple task basically. And I basically turned around to them and said, look, I can't just do tomorrow and also do all of this stuff, right? Like, it's going to have to be next week. So they said, okay. And it's like Friday at this point. Or it's like Thursday. Can you do Monday? I'm like, I also want to, prep 200 dozen things this particular weekend. I don't really want to just, like, do it on Monday. Can we do it on Wednesday? And then they go silent, right? They just go dead silent. Like, no communication whatsoever. Then Tuesday comes around. So I'm assuming, like, okay, sorry, Monday comes around. And that they basically turn around and say, hey, can you do Tuesday? Can you do tomorrow again, right? And it's like, I literally explained to you, I can't just drop my manager a line and say, by the way, I'm not turning in tomorrow. Like, that's not how it works, right? I mean, I'm sure there's some places where you can do that, but it's not necessarily something that I think would be too well liked about, basically. Especially not where I am, and equally so. I like to prep things. You can't just ODST to an interview without prepping them. Yeah, exactly, right. Like you gotta know about the company. You gotta know who you're talking to, what you're going to be talking about. Like there is actual prep that you can do for interviews, right? Yeah, I basically turned around to him and said, look, I at this point I've had enough, right? And I basically said, look, I'm busy this week. I can do next week, but I'm just pissed off at this point. So fuck you. I can only do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. Fuck you. And then they go quiet again. And they have literally got back to me today, and they've gone, by the way, can you do tomorrow? And I'm like, I have literally explained to you 2-3 fucking times now that, like, I can't just drop everything that I do just to go and do some random freaking interview for, a job that isn't, well, it's okay, but it's not exciting, put it that way. Like, it's not great money, for what I do. and it's not exciting, that's for sure. So yeah, cringe. That has been my week. That has occupied too much space in my brains, and because I suffer, you guys have to suffer now as well. So there you go. Oh man.